Morphicon.
Let's talk Power Morphicon. Don't make him wait in suspense.
Okay, so
did you have a panel?
Yes,
He did.
yes.
Let's talk the Power Morphicon.
50.
Okay.
I know this is unofficial Mega64. This is technically Rocco B64 personal channel stuff.
Yes.
B-boy style.
Breaking news.
But let's share it. I know you're excited to share it.
Okay, so just a real quick rundown of Power Morphicon. I get there. They offered me, the people who run this con know me, and they ask if every year if I want, or they do it every 2 years, if I want a panel. Okay.
Wait, hold on. They can't do it annually?
No.
All right.
So every
much
2 years,
Rocco.
every 2 years they do this convention, and they're like, yeah, if you want your own slot, go for it. Okay, there it is. You have your own panel. But they know like I can like talk publicly, and so they're like, can you help MC a couple things? You know, would you want to do that? And I'm always like, hell yeah, I'm down to help out.
He's a helper.
Because honestly, the panels that they have had me MC are things that no one approachable remembers or knows.
Yeah.
So it's like VR Troopers. No one can tell you anything about that. Well, I'm up there going like, oh my god, you guys, we have Doom Master. The guy who played Doom Master is here. Which, by the way, the guy who played Doom Master, you thought he was gone and out of work? No, he was Colossus in Deadpool. Yeah, they motion captured him. Wow. Anyway, okay.
Wait,
Let's see Deadpool.
the only I hear Colossus is like one of the main threads throughout all the Marvel movies. Mm-hmm. So he's like, that's his new career.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
cool.
yeah, he's Colossus.
So
So,
said that in such a way that's like, is it not impressive that I know these things?
yeah. So,
I know
anyway.
he loves VR Troopers. That's old news. He tells us that every time.
So,
VR 's
anyway,
fine.
so I did that panel. Well, they said, actually, could you help with, we need someone to help. There's always a couple moderators or a couple people running each panel. Yeah. They were like, can you help run the Power Rangers Time Force panel? I was like, oh, okay. Now, that show is around where I stopped really regularly watching it. Like, I have a real fondness for the old shows, but that's where I stopped.
You fell off there.
So I kind of remember watching some of it, but I was like, whatever, someone else will help me, so it'll be, I can improvise, it'll be fine. I get there, the other moderator goes, oh my god, dude, my voice is gone, you're going solo, bye.
What?
That dude, he'd never seen
never
it.
seen it.
He'd never seen it.
No, trust me, he'd seen it. But anyway, so he left, and so I'm just on stage. So this is, you get a kick out of this. I'm backstage waiting on, like, okay, when does it start? Or are all the people here? I don't know what the guests are on this panel. And I'm standing back there, and there's an older guy, and he was the villain in the show. And I remember things, obscure things, people who were in the background of a B movie.
Yeah, right.
This guy, this Vernon Wells, he was the villain in fucking Commando. He was Bennett. He was the other soldier that Arnold fought.
Arnold whispers, fuck you. Yeah. He whispers, fuck you to Bennett.
And what does he say? He throws a pipe and the steam goes through him and he says, like, let off some steam or something?
There's a lot of
spoiler.
That's the guy.
He spoiled the end of Commando.
He's in Commando. He was in Inner Space. He was like the head bad guy. He's in a bunch of stuff.
Wow. Is he a bad guy in real life?
So I brought those up. And he's like,
real life good guy.
I said, like, just to make sure, are you in those things? And he was like, yeah, and Road Warrior. He was a villain in Road Warrior.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's Wes.
He's Wes.
Oh, good old
Which
Wes.
one was Wes?
Wait, so what's his... And who is he in Power Rangers?
He was a villain in just that season.
Okay.
Like, it was
So he was like the Lord Zed?
Yeah, basically.
I see.
Just for a little bit. So anyway, he was standing backstage, and he was being really like... And then he goes up on stage and he like flipped them off and then walked back off.
He did a thing.
And I was like, what is this? And he goes, you know, what I found, when I'm nice to them, they ask what's wrong. And when I insult them, they smile. And he was like, and so he walked on stage.
Wow,
and,
right.
So he was like, he was like, it was great.
That's that's my method with the podcast. True. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
On the same wavelength. Cool.
So anyway, he was funny. But anyway, so they all went on. Yeah, so everybody came out on stage, but I didn't know who was on the panel. So they were like, I was just coming up with shit off my head. I was like, Back to the Future sucks. Time Force was the best. I was just making shit up. And so they came out on stage and waved to everybody. And I was just like, yeah, well, let's go. And so I honestly tried to get it to hit so he would tell stories about Commando. So I bring it up. They talked about like being there for like 10 minutes, and I was like, great. Well, we've talked about Power Rangers long enough. Let's get some Commando stories. We're gonna go to Vernon, and he was like, no, we're here for this. They kept parlaying it back, but I'm like, no, I really want to talk about Commando. But okay, all right. And so then they just did Q&A. It was fine after that. For about 10 minutes, it was tense.
Save it for Commando Con, man.
Yeah, Rocco.
Con Mando. I'll be there.
Boo. So I felt you were thrown in a situation in front of a crowd. Did you wish that you watched that season? I mean, obviously. I mean, the one season you stopped watching, and that's the one that you
that's fine.
Okay.
No regrets.
Time Force is...
This guy's comfortable in his Power Rangers fandom. He has nothing to prove.
How'd your own panel go?
My own panel? Okay, so it was... I opened it. I played a Rage Against the Machine song. And I came out and I just talked about like filmmaking and how...
Yeah, what Rage song was it?
Take the Power Back.
Nice.
And once the song said "Take the Power Back," I cut the music and I said "From Hollywood" because they're silencing directors with a voice. And so what?
You had a big turnout.
So yeah, cool. It was cool.
What did the 6 people at your panel think?
No, there was like 12. And
hey, to be fair,
it was literally. Hey, they literally put me at the end of everything. Like everything at that con had ended. To the point that during Q&A, like security was like in the room, like what is this?
Oh man.
So anyway,
Go home.
so it was fun. It was fun, and I showed some stuff I'm gonna put online later or whatever. But it was perfect because then once it was all over, everything had closed down. I go to my car and they literally locked up the parking structure. So my car was locked in there, and I'm like,
shit.
What's going on? And some fan was with someone who had come to the panel.
Yeah.
He flew down from Ontario, Canada,
For Power
or
Morphicon?
Toronto, or I don't.
It's that important.
Toronto is...
Yeah, Toronto. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's once every other year.
For that convention, and he had a Mega64 shirt and everything. And anyway, he was there, and he was like, "You can't get to your car." And I was like, "No." And hey, Julio, if you're watching, this guy helped me. We both went around the building to try to find ways in the structure. And we found an emergency exit that was left open.
Oh.
And we were like, okay, so we'll get in. And so we went in. I couldn't quite place what he was saying, but he was kind of like, I don't know if you can get out of here. Like, there's a number you can call, but it's closed down. It's like, oh, well, I'm getting out of here. So I'm not staying. I'm like, and we're looking, and so this guy is with me, Julio.
Yeah.
This guy is with me, just like, man, I'm really sorry. It's like, you didn't do this. Yeah. I'm like opening my car. I found an extra snapback. I was like, you want a free snapback? Yeah, okay, all right. So we're just like, I'm trying to figure out.
By your car.
And I'm looking, and I'm like, that emergency exit, I think we can fit through that. I think I can drive out. I think I can drive through that.
What?
What the fuck?
Yeah. Fuck
Is there
police.
anything? Is there any way we can go? And I'm saying this, and the guy who's working there is like, I don't even know if this goes out to the street though. Like going through that way, I don't know if that's going out to the street. I'll find a way to get out to the street.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can. I'll find a way. And so I get in my car. Julio is like, well, good luck, bye. And I'm like, do you need a ride back to the convention center? Yeah, sure. All right, hop in. And
You made this guy's whole trip.
Start the guy. So he sits there. Start the car. Start the engine. I pull around, and it's one of those perfect like movie moments. And as soon as I start driving towards the exit, the song that was on my iPhone from the panel kicks in. Bam, bam. We gotta take the power back. Boom, 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 boom. All right, we made it through. All right. Wait, there's a barricade there. No, you can zig around it. Bam, 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 bam.
God.
And so then I pulled up the convention center, and that guy was like, "No one's gonna believe the night I had."
Your car's not small either.
No, it wasn't. It was big. So anyway, so Julio, thank you for guiding me on that journey. I wouldn't have had the confidence on my own.
Yeah.
You pushed me to the next level. So thank you, Julio.
You made him better.
So yeah, he was just
Julio.
like, this was the weirdest night.
Yeah.
What? This really happened?
No.
He told me he was.
What's a dream?
See, his plans fell through with or something with where he's staying or something like that, and he had nothing to do until 5 a.m.
Oh,
because 5 was when
nightmare.
like something opened and he could
Wow.
go there.
Oh
I don't remember
God.
what the deal was.
The homeless shelter.
But
Yeah.
Staying at.
Sounds like a unthought out plan.
But I don't know what
It's
happened.
fine, I don't figure it
So
out.
it was like, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was like, what are you doing? What are you going to do now? I have a ticket for like a 12:50 showing of Suicide Squad, so that'll kill a couple hours. It's like, all right, have fun.
Have a plan.
So anyway,
Go to Denny's and
You guys didn't like
You're
go to
good.
the beach and like, you know, just
Sound like
How do you
Come
top
up and-
escaping?
No,
the,
I'm gonna visit him
locked,
in Canada.
Parking structure. You can't top that.
no.
yeah, exactly.
It's true.
He probably just went home after that. He was
Go
like, it's
out
not
on
going to be
a-
that
on a high
fun.
note.
Yeah.
Cool.
Suicide Squad.